everybody, welcome back to Crochet by Landry. In this video, I thought with Christmas right around the corner, we would make some wonderful little snowman gift card holders for our family and friends this year. So grab your Bernat Handicrafter cotton yarn and your pattern off of yarnspirations.com, and I'll put a link down below in the description box. And once you've got all your supplies together, let's get started and make some wonderful little snowman holders together. Okay, everybody, let's get started making our snowman gift card holder for Christmas gifts this year. So what you're going to need is a 4mm hook, some scissors and a yarn needle for sewing in ends and trimming. Your yarn, I'm going to be using the Bernat Handicrafter cotton, and I'm going to be using white and this multicolored ball of yarn for the hat and the scarf. You may need a little bit of orange for his nose, or you can just use a red or whatever color you want. And then you can also follow along with me with the pattern. So if you want to go to yarnspirations.com, I'll put the link in the description box down below. Once you've got all your supplies together, let's get started. Okay, so let's start with our pattern. So we're gonna make the body first, then we'll make the head and the rest of the extras for the snowman. But starting with the body, we're gonna make 2 identical pieces. So let's start off with our body piece, and we're going to make a slip knot, and we're going to chain 2 to begin. Okay, so you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then what you're going to do is you're going to put 7 single crochets in that second chain from your hook. So just 7 single crochets in that second chain. That's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. There we go. And then you're going to want to slip stitch to the first single crochet you made. And if you're not sure where it is, you can just count backwards 7 and then slip stitch into that first one, which is right here. Now, it may be a little tight, so you may have to wiggle your hook in without picking up too much of a stitch. There we go. Okay. Now what you're going to do is chain 1 to begin your next round. And then in round 2, you're going to put 2 single crochets in each stitch around, going from 7 to 14. So 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then when you get back to the beginning, slip stitch to that first single crochet you made, and once you get there, I will see you there. I just finished my 14th single crochet, and now I'm going to slip stitch to the first single crochet I made. There you go. And then chain 1 to begin your next round, which is round 3. For round 3, you're going to put 1 single crochet at the base of where you slip stitch, and then you're going to put 2 single crochets in the next stitch after that. So 1, and then an increase, 1 and 2. Okay, and then again 1, and then 1 and 2. And then you're just going to repeat that all the way around. And once you get to the end of round 3, you'll have 21 single crochets. And once you have that, I will meet you there. Okay. So now we're going to do round 4. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, 4. So what we're going to do now is you're going to put 1 single crochet in the first one, and then 1 single crochet in the second one, and then 2 in the next one after that. So then again, 1, and then another 1, and then an increase, 1, 2. And then again, 1, and 1, and 2. Again, repeat that all the way around until you get to the beginning. And once you get there, I will see you at the end. Did you finish round 4? If you did, you should have a total of 28 single crochets. Now let's move on to round 5. Now, if you're making the head, you're going to stop at round 4. You're not going to get it any bigger because that's plenty big enough for the head. Because you're going to have to make 2 of the heads anyways. But you're going to stop at round 4. But if you're going to continue making your first piece of your body, you're going to want to keep going and do the full 6 rows. So let's begin round 5 of our body piece. So you're going to put 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So that was 1. This is 2. This is 3. And then you're going to do an increase in the 4th stitch. 1, 2. Then you're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. 1 and 2. And again, repeat that all the way around till you get to the beginning. And once you get there, I'll meet you there. Okay, that's the end of round 5. So if you're at the end of round 5, you should have 35 stitches. So let's continue and do our last and final round of our body piece. And then we can move on to the next part. So round 6 is you're going to put 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. That's 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to increase in the 5th. So 1, 2. And then again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then increase in the 5th. Okay? And you're just going to repeat this all the way around. 4, and 1, and 2. And once you've gone all the way around, I will meet you at the beginning. Okay, I've just finished my 6th and final round on my body piece. So once you've done round 6, you should have 42 stitches all the way around. And what you want to do is, if this is your first body piece, snip your yarn, weave in your ends, and begin your second piece. And once you've finished your second piece, don't snip your yarn because we're going to stitch them together with your crochet hook. Now let's move on to making your head pieces. So let's begin making our head piece. So what you're going to do is, again, start with a slip knot. Okay, and then you're going to chain 2 to begin. So 1 and 2. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your pattern and you're going to repeat the body rows from round 1 to round 4, stopping at round 4. And then what you're going to do is just fasten off and trim your yarn. And that way we can sew our pieces together. Once you've gotten rounds 1 to 4 of the body piece done, I will meet you there. Okay, so we're going to work our last and final piece to put our snowman together before we do his hat, his face, and his scarf. So I've already done a head and a body piece. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my secondary body piece to my snowman. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch, but I'm going to do it through both pieces. And then I'm going to chain 1 to begin my round. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a single crochet in that same space. Just like that. And then I'm going to skip a stitch and then go into the next one after that. So skip 1 and go into the next one. Again, going through both pieces. And you're going to do 3 double crochets in that chain you skipped. So you just skip 1 chain and do 3 double crochets in the next. So that's 1 and 2 and 3, and then skip 1 chain and then single crochet into the next one after that. Okay, and then we're going to skip 1 and then 3 double crochets in the next one after that. 2, 3, and then skip a chain, single crochet in the next one, and you're just going to repeat that all the way around. And once you get back to the beginning, slip stitch to that first single crochet that you made. Okay, so let's sew our head, our secondary headpiece, onto our snowman. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that you leave a space open at the top, wide enough to fit a gift card or cash inside. So I'm only going to sew probably from about here and down. So I'm just going to start by weaving in my ends, but I'm also going to pick up some of the stitches on the other side. And I'm just going to weave my needle in and out of some of the stitches as best as I can, not leaving too many holes. Okay. I'm just going to do this. Okay. There we go. And just going to keep going until you reach the other side. And then you can anchor your tail into place. Again, picking up some of these stitches on either side of your head to make sure that your opening is big enough but not too big. Plus we're making his hat, so that's going to go over the opening as well to keep your card in place. So something just like this, and once you're done, weave in your end and cut it. And then let's move on to the rest of our snowman. All right, let's get started doing his hat, his scarf, and his nose. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hat color or scarf color and begin with a slip knot. And you're going to chain 38 to begin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once you have a chain of 38, I will meet up with you and then we'll move on to the second part together. All right, so let's work on going back to create our scarf. So what you want to do is you want to do a half double crochet in the third chain from your hook. So count backwards. So 1, 2, in that third chain, do a half double crochet. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to half double crochet all the way back, creating a little scarf for your snowman. Okay, I'm just going to half double crochet all the way back for my second row, and once I get to the end, I will show you what to do next. Okay, so this is what your chain should look like once you've finished your half double crochets all the way back to the end. And once you get to the end, just fasten off and snip your yarn, pull it through, and there you go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create the little fringe on the ends of our scarf here. So what you want to do is you want to cut about 3 inches of yarn. So cut 3 strands. So that's 1, this is going to be 2. And 3. And then what you're going to do is you're going to attach them to either side of your scarf here. Okay, I'm going to try and do 3 strands at the same time. And you can just use your crochet hook. You don't have to use your yarn needle. Just hook your strands on the end. Okay. And try to pull them through. Okay, there we go. Here, you don't want to make them too long, so make them as long as you want them to be. And then just tie them in a knot. Okay, there we go. And then just trim them. Okay. Okay, and then do the same thing on the other side, and then you'll have your scarf for your snowman. Now let's move on to the hat. Okay, let's move on to making the hat. So what you want to do is begin with a slip knot. And now what you want to do is you want to chain 21. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And then what you want to do is you want to slip stitch to the very beginning of your very first single crochet that you made. Try not to twist your chain. So slip stitch to that. Chain 1 to begin. And you're just going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So 1 in where you slip stitched, and then 1 in every single chain after that. Now you can work over your tail, so you don't have to sew that in later. Okay. So for rounds 1 and 2, you're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. And once you've done 2 rounds, I will meet up with you and we move on to round 3 together. All right, did you finish your 2 rounds? If you did, great, let's move on. So you're going to chain 1 to begin your next round. Then you're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then single crochet 2 together. So that's 1. Okay, and then you're going to do 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Single crochet 2 together. And then 5 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the last 2 stitches single crochet 2 together, and then slip stitch to that first single crochet that you made. That is round 3. Let's move on to rounds 4. So what you want to do is for round 4, chain 1 and just put 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Nothing fancy, 1 in each all the way around. Okay, and once you've finished round 4, I will meet up with you for round 5. Okay, let's move on to round 5. So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, and then single crochet 2 together. There we go. And then repeat that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then single crochet 2 together. And then repeat it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then single crochet 2 together in the last 2 stitches. And then chain, slip stitch to the first single crochet and chain 1. Round 6 is going to be similar to round 4, and that's 1 stitch in each. So 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and once you've gotten back to the beginning, I will meet you there. So let's do round 7. So we're going to chain 1 to begin, and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So that's 2 and 3, and then single crochet 2 together to decrease, and then do it again. 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet 2 together to decrease. And then you're going to do it one more time. So 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet the last 2 stitches together, and then slip stitch in the first single crochet that you made, and then chain 1 to begin, row 8, and you're going to do 1 stitch and each across. Okay, so 1 in each across, or all the way around. And then when you get back to the beginning, okay, and then slip stitch to the first single crochet that you made, and then chain 1. And round 9 is going to be 1 single crochet in each of the next 2. So 1 and 2, and then single crochet 2 together, and then another 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and then single crochet 2 together, and repeat that all the way around. And once you get back to the beginning, I will meet you there. All right, if you finish round 9, let's move on to round 10. And round 10 is just going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. We're getting ready to close off our snowman hat here. Okay, 1 in each around. Okay, now round 11 is going to be 1 single crochet in the first, and then a decrease, which is a single crochet 2 together in the next 2 stitches. Then 1 single crochet, and then your decrease. Okay, and then 1 single crochet, and then your decrease. Now it might be getting a little tricky, so just be patient. And then slip stitch to the top stitch. And then round 12 is just going to be 3 decreases. After you've chained 1, you're going to do 3 decreases. So 1, 2, and then 1 more, okay, just like that. And then if you can find your first single crochet, slip stitch into it, okay, and then you're going to chain 1 to fasten off your yarn. So now you're going to fasten off, okay, and then trim your yarn, pull your tail through. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to thread your needle, and you're just going to do your best to slip your yarn needle through the remaining stitches to make a hat a little bit pointy on top. Okay, and then you can just weave your yarn tail, weave it in. And once you've done that, trim your yarn. And there is your little snowman hat for your snowman, for your gift card holder. Now it should fit over the gift card. Okay, and there we go. Now we just have to make his face and some buttons on his tummy. Okay, so let's sew on our face and our buttons for our snowman. So you're going to want a regular needle and thread for this, because if you're using beads, it's going to be small. So what you want to do is aim for where you want his eyes and his nose to be. And you're just going to slip your yarn, your needle in through one spot and anchor it. Take your bead, slip it onto your needle, and then just begin to, you may want to hold it in place, and then just begin to sew it on as best as you can. also passing through the hole as well, so it stays in place. Now do your best to get it as centered as you want. And then you're just going to tie it off. Now you're going to want to use either white yarn or invisible, not white yarn, but invisible thread if you have any, or white, or whatever color you made your snowman. White, and if you made him a different color, then use a different color. And there we go. I use black just so you can see where I'm putting it. I will change it to white later on. And then you can wrap his scarf if you want. But right now we're gonna make his nose. So you're gonna want some yarn, and then you're gonna start with a slip knot and your hook. And you're gonna start by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you're just gonna slip stitch in the second chain from the hook and in the last chain from your hook. Okay, and then fasten off. Trim your yarn. And you're gonna wanna sew your nose in place as well. And you're not gonna wanna use white, you're gonna wanna use red, orange, or whatever your color of your nose you want your snowman to have. And once you've done that, sew it onto your snowman, and your Snowman gift card holder will be finished. And there we have it, everybody. We made some wonderful, cute little Snowman gift card holders for our family and friends. So don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I will see you next week for more Christmas videos.